Hey there, it's been a while. I don't really know how to start this video, but I'll just go ahead and start off by saying that I have moved and I'm no longer under the same household where my family is that are Jehovah's Witnesses. And so far, everything's been pretty good. I'm liking the new area I'm at. I got no complaints really. Seems like, it's only up from here. I want to apologize for not making any videos for a very long time. I wish I could say that I would like to dedicate a lot more time to making them, but I feel that making sporadic videos is a little bit more fun for me, and I guess I just don't really want to dedicate a lot of time just to the YouTube channel. Sorry for that. Try to keep up with you guys as best I can, give you updates, probably a little bit more consistently, but I really can't guarantee anything. I wanted to make this update video just to kind of give you guys, I guess, an idea of where I'm kind of at with my whole journey as being in a ExJW. As right now, I'm still technically a Jehovah's Witness, but I haven't really gone to any meetings, haven't gone out of service, no conventions, nothing, in like a couple of years. So I've essentially faded pretty well. I still keep in touch with some of my friends that are in the organization right now, but I keep them at arm's length just to make sure that they don't find out anything, and they're just kind of not asking too many questions, to be quite honest with you. So far, it's been working pretty well, and I haven't had any issues, so let's hope that kind of continues. So I'm not sure where to kind of begin at. When I first started this channel, I was going through college, and I finished college. Now I have my career started, and then I decided to move because, well, it was just better for me to go ahead and do that. There are a lot of things that happened during the time that I made my last video here with some of my best friend, and also just kind of living in my new area. So I'm not going to try to go into super details or anything, but my best friend came down one day out of the blue randomly, and this is when I was living back at my home, not where I'm at right now, but my other home. And he tried to basically just talk to me, and everything seemed to be pretty normal. Obviously, at that time, I don't think beards were allowed. I did have a beard at that time, and he knew that I wasn't going to the meetings and everything, so he was just trying to encourage me and things like that. And I wasn't really budging, but I still talked to him and everything. He stayed a couple days at my house, and we just kind of conversed, had fun like we always did before. And on the last day that he was gonna leave, like right at nighttime, we're about to go to bed, he wants to he wants to ask me, so why haven't you been going to any meetings? And I'm just like, oh my god. So I really didn't want to go into details with him, but at the same time, I almost feel like I couldn't really not say anything. I feel like I had to say something. So what I did was I told him pretty much the truth, why I was feeling the way I was feeling and what I found out. And of course it would go exactly how you expect it, which is why I didn't want to say anything in the first place, which he wasn't rude or anything about it, but he just was basically disappointed. And I remember him saying that it looks like your mind is made up, and regardless of what I show you, you're still gonna keep doing the same thing you're doing. And he's absolutely right. I've made up my mind. I'm not gonna change what I'm doing, and I don't really feel bad for making a decision I made to not be a part of the organization anymore. Even though I haven't fully disassociated myself or gotten disfellowshipped, I don't feel like I need to give them the power, or kind of show them that they still have power over me by writing in a letter. I don't really see the reason behind it. I don't really feel like it's worth it. If I could just leave and nobody would know who I am in the first place, so that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I think I'll take that one. Well, he said that regardless of whatever he might show me, he feels that I've already made up my mind. And I told him, well, I mean, technically, isn't that the same thing for you? Because if I showed you anything, you'd obviously not want to listen to it. And it kind of gets to a stalemate. If you've ever been in that situation, you kind of get to a stalemate where there's nothing you could really say to either person. I mean, there's nothing that one person can say to the other when it gets to that point to make them really change their mind. People have to kind of change their mind themselves, especially when it's something as important as this. I mean, you're talking about years of indoctrination and being a part of an organization that pretty much raised you. So you're going to cling to it a lot stronger than like anything else. It's not something that you could easily change or feel or change your feelings about. So we kind of left it at that, and he ended up leaving the next day. We were very cordial and everything. He still texts me from time to time. I don't respond because I don't feel comfortable responding. And I think recently I just heard that he's like now an elder or something. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really been keeping up with what's going on his end. I hope the best for him and his family, though, for sure. I mean, he's still a good person. Why would I wish anything bad to happen to him or his family or any of the other friends that I had when I was in the organization? Yeah, I don't have any ill will towards any of them. Even if I were to get disfellowship, then they all kind of like stop talking to me or anything, which I mean, technically, I guess wouldn't be too different from right now. But if they did, I still wouldn't hold anything against them. I still think that all the people that I personally have met when I was in the organization were genuinely good people. So yeah, that happened. Moving to my new spot, I'm not going to tell you where I moved at, because obviously I think that's going to give out too much information. It's been pretty good. I like living alone. I like that nobody knows me, which is a big thing. I also like the fact that I can kind of come and go as I please without really having anybody, I guess, looking out for me, so to speak. I like that I'm kind of independent, more independent than I was before. My career is very good too. I'm enjoying every single day of it. I literally don't have anything negative to say about it. I feel like I got kind of lucky because I know a lot of people go to college, and when they go and finish, they end up hating the career that they kind of chose. And yeah, I'm so glad that that didn't happen to me. I really do like my field. We're coming up at about a year now, I think, or 2 years or so, 3 years maybe, 4 years, 5. I'm not sure. I'm trying not to give out too much information here, but it could be about like 5 years now that you know, I've kind of finished up the schooling and whatnot. I'm joking. It's not about 5 years. It's been about a year now since I finished college and everything, and yeah, pretty good. I must say that it was probably one of the best things I think I've done. I'm trying to see what else other information I could give you guys. I really should have wrote down a lot of things that happened. I'm drawing a blank now that the camera's on. Unfortunately, I guess we could talk about what's been going on with Jehovah's Witnesses lately, because there's been a lot of stuff that's really changed, and it's kind of crazy. So now beards are okay. Wow. That was... I didn't see it coming. I'm not going to say I saw it coming. I really didn't. But when I heard about Tight Pants Tony no longer being a governing body member, that did raise a few red flags, because immediately I was thinking, well, one of two things happened. Either he got caught doing something he shouldn't be doing, or they didn't like him anymore. And I guess that pretty much is what happened. It was number two. They didn't like him anymore because he wasn't trying to go with what they wanted everyone to kind of do, which is making the organization a little bit more progressive. So they added in slacks for sisters and beards for brothers, and that's what they did. Tony probably was the only person in the room just screaming his face off, trying not to get that passed. He was probably the only person against it. I'd imagine that, you know, everybody else didn't really care that much, and probably some of them wanted to get a beard or grow a beard. So they're like, "Hey man, Tony, I think you're out of line, brother." And yeah, they're just like, "Well, we got to kick you to the curb." So they did just that. And now I don't know what happened to Tony. I haven't looked up anything about Tony. You guys probably know what happened to Tony. I don't really care what happened to Tony, I guess. Oh man, who knows? Maybe he'll be an apostate too. If that's the case, Tony, come on my show or whatever, my YouTube channel. I'll talk to you a little bit if you want. I don't know. I don't know what you want to talk about. You can just vent to me about all your, I don't know, grievances with the governing body members. That's fine too. If you want to do that, you can just definitely vent. I'll listen. I could be your therapist for a day and just listen to you. I think that'd be pretty fun. I'm gonna upload the talk, you know, our talk and conversation to YouTube. I hope you don't mind that, but I'll definitely listen and upload it. So along with the beard change and the sisters wearing slacks change, I guess now there's something else, but I can't exactly remember what else they changed. It seems like they're becoming a little bit more lenient when it comes to time, though. I think that's one big thing. I think it was like something with the pioneer hours where they don't have to like give in all those hours or something like that. Man, I'm really hazy on a lot of stuff. You can tell that when I got out, I literally got out. I just kind of dipped on out of there and just tried to leave it all behind me. I guess I don't even know what the title of this video as. I guess update number 2, because I know there's an update number 1 video that I was like about 2 years ago. Now I'm making another one, so maybe yeah, update number 2. But yeah, a lot of the stuff that I guess has happened in the organization, I haven't really been paying too much attention to it, and I think I really want to just, maybe I should just vent in this video, update number 2 vent video, where I've gotten very comfortable with not being so caught up with anything that has to do with the organization. The only time I ever hear anything now is if I go on Reddit and if I talk to my family. That's literally the only time. I try not to go deep diving into anything. I don't like to look at the watchtowers that are coming out. I don't like to read any awakes or anything like that. I know a lot of other people like to do that, and a lot of other YouTubers do that too, and that's perfectly fine. Some even make content on that, but I just don't really have a strong desire to do that. I mean, hell, I really don't even have a strong desire to look and read the Awakes and Watchtower magazines when I was in the organization. Why would I want to do it now? I don't have a desire to do that. I'll leave it alone. I'm gonna probably just try to move on as best I can with my life. I'd like to keep you guys still updated on things, but like I said in the earlier part of this video, I don't know exactly how consistent I would be with uploads. I think the only thing that'd be kind of cool that I would do, not so much for me and like me caring about the information or anything, but just to hang out with all of you guys, because I really do appreciate you guys kind of coming on this whole journey with me. And man, if you go back to that first video that I made, like that was crazy. I watched that the other day and I was like, man, that's a big jump. That's a very big jump from then to now. And I still feel the exact same way I did in that first video to now about a lot of things. But the only thing I could say is I would probably try to be a little more consistent with videos, not so much for me, but just for you guys, to hang out with you guys, and because you guys supported me and watched me go through this whole journey of being a, ExJW and where I'm at right now. And I feel like I'm kind of like, I mean, you can kind of say I'm a success story, so to speak. I guess I'm kind of a success story. I think a lot of times whenever XJWs, okay, so actually, yeah, this is a good topic to touch on. XJWs, when they first are, or Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses, when they first are kind of getting a little skeptical about things in the organization, they'll go online because it's super accessible and everybody will go online and try to just find a video, something like that. And they'll find videos like this and other videos that I've made, other videos YouTubers have made, XJW content creators, and they'll realize, oh wait, if I leave, that doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. A lot of times before witnesses leave, they think that this is their only lifeline, that this is the only hope that they have. But then showing them the other side of all the people who have escaped and got to live their own life, that's a really positive thing. And I think that we need to show more of those success stories. I guess I can say that I'm pretty much a success story. I literally don't have any bad habits that Jehovah's Witnesses say that you will have if you leave the organization. I don't do drugs. I'm not partying every single weekend. I do party, but not every single weekend. And I do it in, like, you know, it's not like a crazy party. We're just having fun. My friends that I keep, the company I keep, they're not over here doing drugs and partying all the time and getting in things they shouldn't be getting into. They're all respectable members of the community. I mean, it just seems so ridiculous now, looking back when I was in the organization, and you see some examples that they try to show you in the Watchtower of, if you leave, this is what's going to happen to you. And one that sticks out in my mind that I never forget is the one with the one girl, and I think she was actually in some of the dramas, like in the movie dramas. I think it was the girl, they probably like made the picture after her, but it was the girl in that one dating drama. I don't know if you guys remember that one, where the one girl was initially trying to talk to this one guy at the coffee shop, and then she ended up meeting like this Superman looking Clark Kent dude. You guys know which one I'm talking about, but it wasn't that girl. It was the other girl with the curlier hair. She was in, like, I don't know what book it was, but I just remember the picture vividly, where she was in a basically like abusive relationship, and she left the organization, right, to go be with this one random worldly guy, and he obviously wasn't the best person to be with, so her living condition was horrible, right? And they show you stuff like that, so it kind of like gets you afraid, it gets you fearful. It's fear mongering. They want you afraid of what could potentially happen when you go out of the organization, when in reality you kind of pilot your own life to a pretty big degree. You can make wise decisions. You don't need to pray every single time about a decision. You can make really good decisions. You can find the right people to hang out with. You can choose not to go out and party. You can choose not to go out and drink. You can choose not to go out and do drugs. All those things, you have a choice. You can make sure you don't do those things, and you don't become basically an example for the Watchtower to use. And you know for a fact that even though if you don't keep up with any of the organization, like friends or anything like that, somehow, some way, they're going to hear about, if something bad happened to you, oh, they're going to hear about it. And then they're going to use you as an example for the younger people in their hall and all this sort of stuff, or whatever it might be. Or they'll just say, see, that's what happens when you leave Jehovah's organization. You know, I wonder what they're saying about me. I mean, I'm doing really well. What are they saying? Oh, see, that's what happens when you leave. I mean, if that's the case, then I think a lot of people should probably leave Jehovah's organization. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty fantastic, you know? But you really don't want to become an example that they can use like that. So just, if you're thinking about leaving, please make wise decisions. Not just so that they don't use your name, you know, in a very bad light, but just so you can do well for yourself. I don't see a reason why you should not make wise decisions. A lot of the stuff, and this is one thing I think I probably said in a couple other videos, a lot of the stuff we learned as witnesses too, literally isn't nefarious or bad. You definitely have to cherry pick what you learned in the organization. there are certain things that are good that the organization does kind of teach you, and there's other things that are just very bad, and it's like, well, why would I use that in today's society? You know which ones are good, you know which ones are bad. Use the ones that are good, apply those in your life, and then discard all the other mumbo jumbo teachings that they kind of come up with that aren't important at all. And that's pretty much me being on the soapbox for a little bit. Just had to preach to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. But that's for all the, the young ExJWs or up and coming ExJWs, trying to help them out a little bit. Hopefully I'm kind of helping them get on the right career path, or the right path in general. If you don't want to go to college, that's perfectly fine, but I probably would recommend going to college or doing something, getting some type of trade or skill, because in today's economy, it is not looking good. Just saying that. It is really not looking good. And this is not a political type of deal. I'm just saying, like, in general, because in the next couple of years, regardless, it doesn't seem like anything is really looking too good economy-wise. The houses are getting a lot more expensive, and wages are not going up, and you really need to have something to fall back on, so make wise decisions for sure. Let me see, what else can I probably talk about? I'm about 21 minutes in, it looks like, right now, so, Oh, I did want to thank, oh man, I can't remember exactly, I can't remember your name exactly, but I do know that you had sent me an email, and I had responded to you, but I wanted to thank you for the email that you sent me, and I know you asked for another video, and that was like, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I said I would probably start making videos, and now I'm just getting to it. Thank you for the email. I do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone's emails. I've gotten, I think, a few of them over the course of like the year that I haven't been making videos, and I try my best to respond to them. Sometimes I don't even check that email for months at a time, and then when I go back to it, I'm like, oh my god, I missed somebody's email. I'm very bad at that, honestly. I think maybe now that I'm no longer living under a roof with other witnesses, that perhaps I can be a little bit more consistent with videos and making more content, because I feel like I'm a little bit more free to do that. I don't have anybody around me whenever I'm making these videos. It's just me, free and clear. So, maybe I should go ahead and take another crack at it and see if I can get these YouTube views up, right? Get the ExJW word spread across the whole world. I mean, that's the plan, right? Oh man, we gotta preach it to all the lands. I'm joking around way too much. I hope no one's taking that seriously. But I'll try to keep you guys updated a lot more. Sorry that this is kind of a mini rant, random video. There's no real direction with it. Mostly just an update video. But I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming with me on this journey. And I hope to keep giving you more updates as time goes on. Who knows? One day maybe I'll find out. I'll just get kind of caught, and then, well, they'll probably will they disfellowship me? I think they will. I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, if I do get disfellowship, then I guess I'll do a face reveal. So. I shouldn't have put that out in the universe, but I mean, let's hope that I just don't get caught. I feel like this whole ensemble that I got on is kind of a part of my brand right now, so it's better for me to not show my face. I think it's a lot just cleaner. It just seems like I just enjoy it a lot more having the mask on. I prefer that there's some, what is the word? Anonymity, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I like nobody else really knowing who I am, and I'm just kind of giving out the information. So I feel like that's pretty good. That's comfortable for me, at least. You guys have a good one. You guys take care, and just be safe out there. Have a good one.